back live here on the Dukect Lounge, live on talkshoe.com. And if you're not listening live, you're missing the great stuff. You can catch me on youtube.com/DukecT, BitChute.com, DukecT, and on freakingawesomenetwork.com, and on the manicexpression.com. Oh, yeah. Also, just finished the Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions review. That's going to be up there as well. So we're going to be having a little bit of fun. More stuff here. More stuff coming. Big things popping. Little things stopping. So I can't wait to really get more stuff coming to you live. Not just on the Dukect Lounge, but also YouTube, Twitch, and everywhere else that will do the live streams and everything else, which is hopefully this Thursday we're going to be getting back to the Hulk, and we're going to be getting back to finishing up with the Star Wars and doing everything else, because I've been slacking. No more. Let's go. Well, let's get this thing out the way here. Let's talk a little about WWE Superstar Bayley. Oh, Bayley. She had a tumultuous time in the Raw and SmackDown and everything else. It seemed in the main roster, she just didn't really connect with the crowd, unlike the stuff in NXT. Another failed NXT prospect, some would say. But she had success. She was a Raw, SmackDown champion, Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion, current SmackDown Women's Champion, Money in the Bank winner, the inaugural Women's Champion with her BFF Sasha Banks, and NXT Women's Champion. So she has done not only good stuff, great stuff, and she has gotten a lot of success around the big wide world. So yeah, what's going on? What's the thing here now? She has not really been. She's been pushed in the background because WWE has not really done a pretty good job of actually building up not just their male talent but female talent as well. It's a thing. People say, "What about the hashtag Women's Revolution?" And divas. I'm like that was just no. That was just again. Just a little bit of that little song, dance, and all the stuff that WWE loves to do. And they they lucked into some of these things. Most importantly, the man gimmick with Becky Lynch, which was so great that people still are like, they're just tapering off, and you have like the dark parts of, the tarp all around Monday Night Raw and such and everything else. Yeah, I'm going there. I don't care. I don't give two fucks, people. So that's what you got to go for, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care. Anyway, now let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about this. Let's get to some of the the issue here about Bayley and her. Like I said, she turned face. Let me set up the stream. Bayley, tag team with Becky Lynch and the two women champion tag team women's champion. Because the man Becky Lynch is the Raw Women's Champion. She's the SmackDown Women's Champion, taking on the taking on the two SmackDown Women's Champion and the Raw Women's Champion, Bayley and the man Becky Lynch, teaming up, taking on the the Women's Tag Team Champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Match was pretty decent, and I didn't watch all of it. I was like, I saw a little bit here, a little bit there, some good stuff in there, but mostly I just didn't really care. Then, we get a little bit interesting play here. A lot of interesting stuff. We get Sasha Banks coming in and attacking Becky. And it looks like, and then you have Bayley trying to stop her. Like, say, hey, man, no. And looks like she's going to do something. And she has the chair, and she just smiles and then starts hitting Becky. And the crowd was in shock, but the crowd was chanting, yes, and I saw it. And I'll put the link with the video as well. And I'm sit there and I'm looking at it, and I like the fact in the video, if you see, there's gonna be a link down in the description. I like the fact that it was a lot darker in the the audience. See how dark the arenas are. To point out there's no one in the seats, not anymore and such. You get everyone coming closer up, but the hard cam and everything else. But a second thing is that I like the fact people were cheering this. People were on their feet cheering. They weren't booing. They were cheering. They were cheering. They were like, yay! Woo! Yeah! 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 Yes! I'm like, yep. This whole thing is a complete cluster. And Becky, it's just how toothless it's becoming. It's funny how this whole women's revolution has been set up to failure, and now it's proven that your two biggest heels are now being cheered on. And then you have Becky Lynch, who legitimately a rebel without a cause. Oh, and by the way, Charlotte Flair, who is a heel a villain as last time I checked it, she's going to be the de facto face against Bayley. And then I like the fact in SmackDown, they were like, both Sasha and Bayley teamed up and took her down. And while Bayley was hitting her with the chairs, the crowd was chanting, "One more time, one more time." And then Becky, and then Bayley and Sasha take turns beating her up. And then there was a Becky chant. So we know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. All of the 4 horsewomen are gonna team up. 4 horsewomen are gonna fight each other to the detriment to everyone else in the roster. As Asuka sits in the back burner, basically becoming irrelevant. Ember staying with Ember Moon, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross, and all of them. Because again, this is what's gonna happen. I see it now. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair will team up later on after Becky Lynch loses her Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte loses the chance as well, so they both team up to win the Raw, the women's tag belts and such. So they have to team up, and they're gonna fight. Or they're gonna have a woman, the 2 women power trip or something. And then next Bayley and Sasha run things, and the crowd will just cheer. Because, again, there's no actually baby faces. There's no real actual baby faces, heels, or anyone else. The WWE knows how to promote that stuff in wrestling. They don't know how to make good... the only heel that works is basically Baron Corbin. And the reason why it is because they just think he just sucks at being a wrestler. That's how it is. That's how you become a heel in pro wrestling nowadays. You pretty much have to suck. You look like you suck at your job to basically be you get booed, and it's a problem. It's been a problem for a long time, and WWE and all these other wrestling organizations and such, they haven't really done a good job to fix it. They haven't done a good job. They have basically been trying to court these smaller minority smarks, and now you're gonna get the smarks, but everyone else have gone. They've left. There's no one there. No one cares, and nobody actually really want to watch anything. Heck, they're so thirsty for a chance, and heck, I put myself in this pool too. The Fiend is getting a championship shot already. The Fiend is getting a title shot. If he takes on Braun or Seth. And that's one, screw it, have him win the title. At this point. Because it's done. I don't care. I mean, it's just Seth or Braun. I'm sorry. These characters and everyone else, they can't. It's just not. It pisses me off that they have not made anyone interesting and engaging in as a crowd, people just trying to cheer who they want, everything else. There's no set boundaries. Hell, they cheer the OC. They're still cheering AJ Styles, even though he's blatantly a heel, blatantly doing everything else. It's like, yes, they're still chanting AJ Styles, clap, clap, clappity, clap. Really? My gosh, man. Sometimes, man, they just don't know when to play along, and I can't deal with it. I can't deal. The universe of these fans, sometimes I don't know why they I don't know why. They just feel like they like to undercut the story so many times. It's just like they want to be a part of the show when you don't need to be part of the show. You understand? That's how I feel like. It just that's what it is to me. It's just they just claim to be a part of the show. We don't need to be a part of the show. And you don't need to be. And that's the frustrating part. And WWE is catering to them. And once you start catering to them, the normal, the mainstream, they're not going to the shows. They're not going to them. They're not watching. Heck, I can guarantee you more people are excited and care more about Nintendo Direct than anything WWE will probably put out this year. Maybe The Fiend, but that's it. And it's frustrating because they have the pieces and the talent to do something. And it goes right back to what I'm talking about, these heel face turns, or these turns that make people care about they are baby faces and such. This is the reason why people don't care about stories or anything else that WWE has put out. And the reason why is that they don't know who's the baby face in this stuff. Who is the baby face here? Who is the true hero in this whole storyline? Who is the hero here? I tweeted this out. Who am I supposed to root for in this cluster of a storyline? Who am I supposed to root for? Who am I supposed to care? And it's something, once again, when your characters are so bland, the baby faces are so bland and so completely not milquetoast, when they do something exciting. Same thing what Bayley did last year when she beat up Sasha. They thought that was going to be a heel turn. But no, that was a beat. That was like people were cheering for. Same with Becky Lynch now. Becky Lynch back last year as well. And that stuff there is the reason why I just can't, the WWE, the way they have been booking characters, and it's now, and people say, well, this is the reason why I did not want to say Roman Reigns turn heel, because you know why? He'll be instantly cheered, and anyone who comes out and fights him, that babyface will oh, he losing, he's a bad, like they will boo him. And the Roman will get more cheers by that same smarky audience, trying to be oh so cool and clever and trying to be a part of the show and cheer for Roman and such, kneecapping the baby faces, kneecapping the rest of the show. And they're like, say, hey, why didn't no stars? Why no one cares about these baby faces? Because this is a mixture of bad writing, a mixture of just bad writing, bad planning, bad booking, and just these fans who just trying to be edgy and trying to just it's frustrating. And I shouldn't blame the fans. I know some people are like, oh, you're gonna blame the fans. I do a bit, but I sit there and I'm like, when a person turns heel and does something horrible, when the crowd is chanting from to beat them down with a chair over and over, and they're chanting yes, 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 and that was supposed to be the one that turns them heel and get them booed, and there were cheers, that's an issue, and that's a problem. This is a problem. And WWE just does, and this is, again, Once your babyface characters have no bite, no passion, no just going through the goddamn motions. And when the heels are actually more interesting and more cunning. Hell, look at Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens just look, oh gosh. He turned to a fiery babyface to someone just being a cowardly loser who just hang around by King of the Ring stuff. I don't think he was even featured. Was he even featured this week? And the answer is probably no. Once again, babyfaces need to actually be. The babyface needs to be, someone that the crowd looks at and says, "This is the hero of the story. This is the villain of the story, the heel." And it just seems that the heels are, the babyfaces don't have clear. They're not actually cool. I mean, say what you want for Batista and such, but he came off looking cool, badass, and everything in between. When's the last time we actually had a badass babyface? I mean, truly badass. That people actually gave a damn. I would say, honestly, like Roman Reigns, but heck, I'll say Ryback. To WWE screwed him over and such, and they just put him in bad positions. And that's sad. Because I see there's so much potential, so much greatness in that locker room, so much greatness in that backstage, so much greatness in the talent. There's greatness there, and the WWE incompetence, and just piss poor. Booking and storytelling is kneecapping them, and no one's caring. And no one's actually giving a damn. That's what I have to say for this podcast, man. I'll try to end it more positive next time. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. This is Dukect here. Peace, love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.